Hello and welcome to the Oliveboard platform. My name is Antara Bhuyan, and in this particular session we are going to discuss the previous year questions from the topic Cell. If you have missed the previous classes, then you can refer to the playlist available on this particular YouTube channel, and then there is also the NCERT series which you can check out in your free time. They will definitely help you in the exam preparation. So let us begin with the questions from the topic Cell. Which of the following is called the powerhouse of the cell? Very common question when we study the cell and the different cell organelles, their functions. Then we study that nucleus, lysosomes, chromosome, mitochondria. So mitochondria is called the powerhouse of the cell. Mitochondria is a double membraned structure. It is called the powerhouse of the cell. It is the site where ATP synthesis happens. It is known as the kitchen of the cell. Or there was another previous year question which had asked that except in nucleus, where else can you find DNA? So genetic material or DNA can be found in the mitochondria as well. So there was a question like that. Obviously, the first preference is obviously the nucleus, but with regard to that question, the answer was again mitochondria there. Coming to the next question. Diffusion is the process of. So what do we mean by simple diffusion? Movement of particles through a semi-permeable membrane. Again, in terms of cell, we study that, okay, there is the plasma membrane. Then you have the cytoplasm, and then you have the nucleus. And the nucleus is covered by the nuclear membrane. This is what we study, right? So when the movement is through the semi-permeable membrane or selectively permeable membrane, the plasma membrane, that is already selectively permeable. That is not a plain diffusion. That is where things are going from higher concentration to lower concentration, right? Movement of particles from higher concentration to lower concentration. Yes, this is what we mean by diffusion. Rarefaction of the particles, accumulation of the particles on a solid surface. So the correct answer here is option number B. For example, if you are soaking gram or you are soaking raisins in, say, a beaker filled with water, then after a few hours or the next morning, you will see that they have swollen up and water has gone inside those grams or inside those raisins. So what has happened? Water has simply moved from higher concentration to lower concentration. Similarly, another example, if you have lighted agarbatti, so in that case also the gas will be diffused in the entire room or till wherever the space is available, and you will be able to smell it, right? So movement of particles from higher concentration to lower concentration. Another similar question is about your osmosis process. So they asked you about water purifier. This is also a very common question, that in water purifier what is used? Is it osmosis or it is reverse osmosis? If it would have been osmosis, then again it would have been same, high to low, this, and you will never get the water which you want to drink, because this concentration gradient for, in terms of gases, if you have used the term diffusion, in terms of water, if you have used the term osmosis, then it will keep on happening. So you have to use the reverse osmosis. That is why we call RO, water purifier, right? So that RO stands for your reverse osmosis process. The structure in cell which contains light absorbing pigment. So in terms of light absorbing, it is a pigment they are asking, okay? Is it endoplasmic reticulum? Is it nucleus? Is it chloroplast? Or is it chromoplast? Or is it chlorophyll? So please note that the pigment is your chlorophyll, okay? Chlorophyll. But here they are asking you about, in the options they have given chloroplast. Chloroplast is the name of the organelle, but since the best option here is chloroplast, we are taking on chloroplast. So the structure in the cell which contains this pigment chlorophyll, They are asking about the name of the structure. Fine. So that is why they have given chloroplast, because the structure, the name of the structure is chloroplast. So the answer here is chloroplast. The name of the organelle is chloroplast. And if they ask you the name of the pigment, not the structure, then you have to take on chlorophyll. Okay. So the structure is chloroplast. The pigment in human blood is hemoglobin. Chlorophyll is found in, it is found in cell wall. Cell wall is dead. It is found in cell layer. It is found in the mitochondria or in the chloroplast. So we have seen that the cell structure or the cell organelle is chloroplast. What you find in that chloroplast is the pigment, which is your chlorophyll. So chlorophyll is found in chloroplast. RBCs or the red blood cells do not perform aerobic respiration because these do not contain. So RBC, that means the red blood cells, are they performing the aerobic respiration? No. Remember, who was doing the ATP synthesis with the O2? So this was being done by whom? Mitochondria, nucleus, endoplasmic reticulum, or lysosomes. So you remember, just before few questions we had seen that mitochondria was the place where the ATP synthesis was happening. It was the powerhouse of the cell. So you can say that RBC do not perform aerobic respiration because they do not contain mitochondria. And mitochondria is the place where the ATP synthesis happens. That is why it is called the powerhouse of the cell. Golgi body is also known as, is Golgi body known as ribochondria, mitochondria, mitochondria, or lipochondria? So Golgi bodies is also known as Golgi complex, Golgi apparatus, and it is also known as lipochondria. So Golgi bodies is also known as lipochondria. D is the correct answer, lipochondria. Next question. Which of the following organelles is called atom bomb? Atom bomb because it can burst, say for example, or not burst in this case, but in this case it is able to say it contains some digestive enzymes. And because of this digestive enzymes, if there is any, say, worn out cells, it is able to digest those worn out cells, and it rapidly digests a lot of worn out cell. That is why it is called as that it is self-destructive. It is self-destructive. So who is self-destructive? Known as the suicidal bag of the cell. So it is your lysosomes. Lysosomes are known as the suicidal bags of the cell. Okay, and they are self-destructive as well. Bacterial cell wall is made up of plant cell wall, cellulose, chitin. Chitin is for bacterial cell wall. So bacterial cell wall is made up of what? It is made up of chitin. When we study the 5 kingdom classification, there also it comes up that it is made up of chitin. Who discovered the cell in 1665? So for the first time, cell was discovered by Robert Hooke, and he was observing a piece of cork, and there he had seen that just like it comes in the homeopathic bottle caps, no? So like that, and there he had observed the cell, but it was not living cell, right? So later on, Leeuwenhoek will discovered, L for Leeuwenhoek, L for living. So living cell will be first discovered by Leeuwenhoek. Name an organelle which serves as a primary packing area for molecules that will be distributed throughout the cell. So mitochondria, ATP synthesis, plastids, they are found only in plants. Golgi apparatus, the function of the Golgi apparatus is to do the packaging. This place is for packaging. So they will do the packaging, they will make the packets, and then they will distribute it to the cell, different locations of the cell. So that is your Golgi apparatus. Vacuoles, both plants and animals will have the vacuoles, but plants will have larger vacuoles and they will have large number of vacuoles as well because they need to store water and all those things. No, they cannot move from one place to another, so that will help. Vacuoles will help the plants. Name the outermost boundary of the cell. So what is the outermost boundary? When we start making from plasma membrane. Then there is the cytoplasm in between, and then you have the nucleus, which has the cover nuclear membrane. Okay. Another question was that what is found between plasma membrane and the nucleus? So cytoplasm is found between plasma membrane and nucleus. Name the process in which the ingestion of material by the cells is done through the plasma membrane. So what is the process where the ingestion of the material by this cell is done? By the plasma membrane. It is being done by whom? Plasma membrane. It is ingestion. These are the terms related to the human digestive system. So there you will find it. Diffusion and osmosis. Diffusion, if you have lighted an agarbatti or air diffuser and if it has diffused in the room, so that is the process of diffusion. Osmosis, if water has moved from, say you have soaked the raisins and it has gone from high concentration to low concentration. Diffusion also high concentration to low concentration. So in case of water, you are calling it osmosis. But this is a selectively permeable membrane. Plasma membrane is not the simple osmosis, right? It is selectively permeable. So it is known as endocytosis. The process of ingestion of the material to the cell, this is known as what? Endocytosis. Which among the following sentence is not correct about the organelles? Which is just not correct about the organelles. They are found in eukaryotic cell, prokaryotic cell, eukaryotic cell. Okay, prokaryotic cell, only thing is that nuclear membrane and other membrane bound organelles are not present. Eukaryotic cell, okay, eukaryotic cell, everything is fine. They have all the structures needed, okay. All the organelles, membrane bound organelles, these things they will have. They are found in multicellular organism. They are found in multicellular organism, or they are not found. Let us see. They coordinate to produce the cell. They will coordinate to make the cell. Will they coordinate to make the cell? Yes. They will coordinate to make the cell. So this is also correct because all cell exist from pre-existing cell and all the cell organelles collectively will make the cell. They are small sized and mostly internal. Yes, cell organelles are mostly internal. So if we have to tick like one single option, then we will tick on, okay, they are found in the multicellular organisms because the structure can be different and different types of cell can be there in the multicellular organism. Name the process in which the passage of water goes from a region of higher concentration to a region of lower concentration through a semi-permeable membrane. So you remember when we were doing diffusion, it is also going from higher concentration to lower concentration, but it was mostly in terms of gas. We are using the term diffusion. Osmosis, we are using the osmosis for water, that it goes from higher concentration to lower concentration. So here the answer will be osmosis. Name an organism which contains a single chromosome and cell division occurs through fission or binding. So an organisms which will contain one single chromosome. Okay. And cell division is through fission or through budding. Is it eukaryotes? No, eukaryotes will not do like that. Is it prokaryotes? Yes. In case of prokaryotes, they have the single chromosome and the cell division is through fission or through budding. Are they the bacteria or the primitive organism? So, okay, primitive organism, but in terms of the best option here is prokaryotics. So, we have the prokaryotics and the eukaryotics. So, answer here is prokaryotics. Name the process in which the membrane of a vesicle can fuse into the plasma membrane and extrude its contents to the surrounding medium. So in this process, what is happening? In which membrane of a vesicle can fuse with the plasma membrane and extrude its contents to the surrounding medium. So something is going from inside to outside. Is it diffusion and osmosis? No. Is it endocytosis? When it is letting injection is happening, when it is coming in, it is known as endocytosis. When it is going out, it is known as exocytosis. So the best answer here will be exocytosis. Exocytosis. The jelly-like substance present inside the cell is known as. So if there is a cell, we have the plasma membrane, we have the nucleus, and inside the nucleus we have the nucleoplasm, and inside this cell overall, what can we take? We can take on cytoplasm. So between plasma membrane and nucleus, we have the cytoplasm. So option number A is correct. Blue-green algae are. Blue-green algae also known as cyanobacteria. So are they prokaryotes or eukaryotes? So they are prokaryotes. It is not possible to be both A and B. Either they will be prokaryotes or eukaryotes, right? So they are prokaryotes. They are known as cyanobacteria. They can do the photosynthesis. Which of the following are not present in prokaryotic cell? So basic difference between prokaryotic and eukaryotic cell. So you don't see that they have not put up, say, nucleus directly, right? Because some genetic material is there, though the proper nucleus, what we can call with a nuclear membrane, that is not there. So other membrane bound organelles will also not be there. That means they do not have any of this, which is not present. All of them are not present in the prokaryotic cell. So not only the nuclear membrane is absent, but they also have absence of cell organelles like mitochondria, lysosomes, endoplasmic reticulum, chloroplast, nucleolus. All these are also, say, not present. Which of the following helps in the process of photosynthesis? So in the process of photosynthesis, what do we need? We need chloroplast, and the chloroplast will hold the pigment. The pigment is your chlorophyll, and then they will do the photosynthesis. Chloroplast. Centriole present in which of the following? So first of all, centriole is present in case of what? Centriole, mitochondria, centrosome. So centrioles are present in centrosome. Okay, so B is the correct answer. Centrioles are present in centrosomes. Coming to the next question. Small body lying around the nucleus in animal cell. There was another question where they had given that where you will find this. So they have mentioned where you will not find. They have given animal. They have given animal. Number 3, they have given apple tree. They have given apple tree. And then again some animal they had given. So you remember that centrioles will only be found in animal cell. So here it will not be found. That was your answer. So that question was also there. Which of the following are types of cell division? So the types of cell division are meiosis and mitosis. So both A and B are correct. You have meiosis and mitosis cell division. Mitosis is normal growth and repair, and meiosis is for the sex cell. Okay, so this is for cell division. Both meiosis and mitosis, it is there. The type of cell division, mitosis and meiosis. Which of the following is the function of leucoplast? So when we say leucoplast, is it for photosynthesis? Is it for color to the flowers and the fruits? Is it for the storage? Yes, leucoplast help in storage of food. So leucoplast is for storage. It helps in storage of food. Which of the following are not living part of the cell? So when we study cell organelles, we first study that, okay, mitochondria, Golgi bodies, ER reticulum, all this we study. After that, we study that beyond this also, there are some other as well. And there in that part, we study vacuoles and granules. That vacuoles are for, say, in case of plants, there will be more vacuoles. These are the, say, for the storage of say water and etc. in case of plants. In animals also you find, but in smaller number. Then, and the size is also small. In plant, the size is also more. Granules, if there is, say, they can also do the storage of the important, say, food in the granules. So you can simply think it, imagine it like the food granules. So these are not living part of the cell. A and B are not living part of the cell. So D is the correct answer, both A and B. Lysosomes, we know that they are the suicidal bags and we study them in the cell organelles itself. So granules and vacuoles are non-living part of the cell. Which of the following are the function of plasma membrane? Plasma membrane, selectively permeable membrane, semi-permeable membrane. Allows only selected substances to pass in and out. Correct? Okay. Protein cells protect cells from injury. Now see, if one is correct, this plasma membrane, it will also prevent the foreign bodies as well, right? If say bacteria still comes in, so in that place you have the lysosomes. The lysosomes will kill them. But otherwise they are protecting, no? So that is also correct. And maintains the shape of the cell. So though A definitely is correct, but since you have the option of all of the above and all of this is correct, so we will tick on option number D, that all of these are functions of the plasma membrane. The longest cell in the human body is, which is the longest cell in the human body? It is the nerve cell. Another question, which is the basic unit of the nervous system, or what is this called? It is your neurons. Okay, neurons. The longest cell are neurons, which are the nerve cells, and the length is from 90 centimeter to 100 centimeter. Links the central nervous system. So central nervous system contains the brain and the spinal cord to the other parts of the body. Leucoplast mainly found. Where are the leucoplast mainly found? So the leucoplast, already they have given plants only. So you cannot go eliminate the animal ones because they have leucoplast and all the options are plants. So they are found in the cells of root. In the root cells, normally you will find the leucoplast. So B is the correct answer. Leucoplast, colorless plastid. Plast, you can see, no, colorless plastid. Plastid means in the plant. In the cytoplasm of plant cells, around which starch collect. So here starch will collect. A starch storing colorless plastid in the roots, in the cell roots and underground or internal plant parts. So there you find it is colorless, you find the leucoplast. You can relate it with the, say we have RBC and WBC, no? So similarly, the say in this case you can relate to that. Okay, colorless plastid. So in plants already you know in the roots, because otherwise chlorophyll and chloroplast green color, so that you can relate. Mitochondria is absent in, where is mitochondria not present? In bacteria, in yeast, in fungi, or in say green algae. So when we study again, say the prokaryotes, when we study the 5 kingdom classification, there also you will find it, the Monera, Protista, fungi, plantae, animalias. There also you will find, okay, Monera, prokaryotes. So there also you will remember that bacteria, mitochondria is absent because they will be in not in that category, right? So bacteria, mitochondria is absent. An organelle with large number of most cells in which the biochemical process of respiration and energy production occur. It is double membrane. Which is double membrane? Remember, double membrane structure, that's inward layers. These layers for mitochondria, these are known as cristae. Okay, for mitochondria is double membrane, powerhouse, and the site for ATP synthesis. The term cell was given by, who gave the term cell? Discoverer Robert Hooke gave the term cell. But after that, Leeuwenhoek, he observed that live cell, okay, by Leeuwenhoek. The cell is not applied for. Which of the following cell does not apply? Because it is the bridge between living and non-living. Is it for algae, bacteria, virus? So viruses are the bridge between living and non-living. So this does not apply. They just have the genetic material. They will say infect the other cell, and then they will ask them that you copy the genetic material. So viruses will manipulate the other cells to copy their genetic material. So I think in this session, we are going to do these many PYQ from the topic cell, and you can refer to the playlist for more such previous year question series. All right, that is enough for this particular session. That's all. I am going to end this class here. Thank you everyone for joining in this session. Take care. Bye-bye.